First of all, thanks for your excellent performance and thanks for giving your best. And hi all! Okay, the last time I stood on stage, I told everyone how I prefer to keep my breathing simple because we were all humans after all. Well, it's still the same until now. We might be in different stages of our life, but today I hope that everyone can set aside your ego to fully listen. And ego is not a bad word, by the way. It can mean any kind of idea that you might have about yourself. So please, for now, kindly strip that all away. All right, everyone. I have a question for you, all of you, my lovely ladies here, the judges, the organizer, the makeup artist, the staff, everyone. Have you ever felt like you are labeled? Can I have the next slide? Thank you. As if people only know you for that label. For example, you might be the pageant girl, you might be the Tongyang dad, the rich kid, you might be labeled with your career, or you might be a very influential or powerful figure. Everything, but not for the real you. Think about it. Or maybe you don't even know who you are, or wondering days and nights if you're really what people have labeled you with. If you have ever felt such kind of way, please raise your hands so we can know that we're not alone and we are here for each other. Thank you. So I guess that many of us struggle with labeling, especially when we're enrolling in a competition that has a history of being labeled. You know, the details of our story might be different, but the plot or the fundamentals of what we have been through is not so different at all. And I genuinely don't view my session as a performance. I just want to stand here to have this talk with you guys, you girls, especially the girls. And so feel free to participate in any kind of way. All right, back to the topic. Next slide. Okay, back to the topic, labeling. I have been labeled my entire life for something, in my opinion, very natural and not that much of conversation at all. You guess it? My height. Next slide. Thank you. 185 centimeters. To be clear, I wasn't always 185 centimeters tall, but I have almost always been the tallest girl or the tallest person in the room. So naturally, my height became my label. Next slide, okay. On the first day that I was born, of course, I was the latest baby in the delivery room. On my first day going to school, I was arranged to sit at the very back of the class because the soaring placement of my head was a challenge to all the students' sight. And on my first date, I negotiated to be the one who held the umbrella. And for the sake of both, I held the umbrella. And I have a little meme there for you tall girls. Alright, so my height has often been my identity. People give me nicknames like Tolly, 185, Gay Sao, Gok Yang. Most of the time it's all fun and games, but in very rare occasion, not so much, to be frank. Statistically, I am at least a head and a shoulder taller than the average of 22,400 Vietnamese households. Therefore, I naturally became the top of the show when enrolling in pageant. To be exact, my height became the top of the show. And you know, that definitely came as an advantage, but at the same time, it's muted who I really was. And then stepping out pageant, people knew me for being the pageant girl, but not just any pageant girl. I was the exceptionally tall one. And even though that I am tremendously grateful for the care and the attention that I got, but I could not help but felt like, despite my hard work trying to accomplish this and that, all that really mattered in this world was how was the norm appearance. Okay, because of that thought, I try to do more, to achieve more, to prove to the world that I was more than what I seemed to be. Because of this, I threw myself under immense pressure. It got to a point that my dad was so concerned that he had to jump in and ask me a question that I will never forget, and that left me speechless. What are you doing this for? For many years, I've tried to convince myself that I was doing this for my own good, but in reality, I was doing this for the recognition of others. And as one could tell, this was definitely not a sustainable way to live life. And soon, I snapped. But the day that life officially tore me down was also the day that life decided to give me a temporary escape. So I took a trip. Next slide. So I took a trip. Next slide, please. I took a trip without any plan and away from everything. Didn't go to any hotels, but instead I asked to come and help out at the tea shop. And I just like, wow, okay. And in front of group of strangers, I introduced myself as simply, next slide, as simply Ngọc, and nothing more. I wanted to be nobody, no label. It was just me. And next slide, yeah, thành. Oh, back. Okay, and as if it was destiny, the tea shop was the beginning of a very unexpected journey that I was nowhere capable of planning. And thanks to friends at the tea shop, I got the dream to follow people who later became my family. And sorry for being so Vietnamese, but I truly cannot find a perfect interpretation of that word. But yeah, the people that I met, they saw me who I was. They were kind and very much wise. They understood and welcomed me as a part of the family. Never in my life I have felt such kind of warmth from strangers, and I treasure that in the very deepest of my heart. Alright, throughout the journey, there was one thing that still didn't change, and that was my height. I was still 185 years tall. But I changed. Being with people who saw me for who I really was have permanently shifted my perception. And for the first time, next slide, I was able to focus on the good of my hate. Because of my hate, I was able to help out friends in the tea shop with tasks that would be a little bit demanding and complicated for people of average age, such as sweeping the altars or cutting the branches. And thanks to the long legs that came as a combo with my hate, I wasn't afraid to jump in deep water or to climb up rocks to reach to the waterfall. And because of my hate, it has always been a trigger for people to strike a conversation with me. And thanks to that, I got more chances to meet new incredible people. And next slide. Okay, no, back, thank you. Okay. When I realized what my hate has brought for me, I accepted it not as a label, but as a part of me. And just like the other parts of me, it has a role in my life, but it could not define me as a whole. Alright, next slide. You know, I know that, back to you guys, this story might not be 100% relatable to all of you, and also it took a while, but if there was something I want you to take away when I walk off the stage, this would be it. You know, labeling might be inevitable, but remember that somewhere out there are people who can see you for the real you, and that's the most important thing. And if you haven't found them yet, then look around you right here, right now, in front of your eyes are your friends. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have succeeded in setting aside all our differences to sit down, listening, and empathizing. And I believe that is the most beautiful thing. Can I have the next slide? If I was only allowed to bring home one thing from Miss World Vietnam 2022, it would be the beauty of unity. Alright, that is the end of my speech.